All right, welcome to the new video. Today we're going to do another LeetCode problem here, and I picked this one, number 2225. That's find players with 0 or 1 losses. So this problem here is going to deal with hash maps, and it's going to be a good opportunity for us to practice using these hash maps and try to count stuff, right? So let's read here the problem statement. It says that we're given an integer array called matches, where matches I is going to be a winner and a loser. And winner I indicates that a defeated player, loser I, right? So we have a list of pairs, and each pair is going to have a winner and a loser. And the first element of that pair is going to be the winner, and the second element of each pair is going to be the loser. And he wants us to return a list of size 2, where the first element of this list is going to be also another list with all the players that haven't lost any matches. And the second list is going to be a list of players that have lost exactly one match, right? And the values in the list should be sorted in increasing order. And we have here some notes. It says that we only have to consider players that played at least one match, and there won't be any two matches that have the same outcome, right? So here you can see an example. We have a list of pairs, and the first element is the winner, and the second element of each pair is the loser. And here the output, they gave us first the list containing the players that didn't lose any matches, and then the second list are the players that lost exactly one match, right? And this problem, it's basically a counting problem. We need to go through this list and just count stuff. And a good strategy for counting things is to use hash maps, because we can access things in hash maps in constant time very fast, right? So the first thing that I try to do here is to build this hash map containing all of the players and how many times they've lost matches, right? Once we build this hash map containing all the losses, all the players, and how many times they lose, we just got to go through this dictionary again and then see which players lost 0 times and which players lost exactly 1 time. And at the end, we build lists and we store them and return it, right? So let's see how that works in practice here. So I'm gonna build here a lost hash map or dictionary that's going to contain all of the players and how many times they lost a match, right? So let's first iterate over this list. So we can do here for winner, comma, loser in matches. Because matches has pairs as elements, we can do this and extract directly the winner and the loser, right? So to populate this dictionary that we created, let's first add everything to it, including the winners, right? So we can first do, if the winner is not in lost, actually not in lost, then we just need to add it and set a value to 0 because you won, so it didn't lose, right? So we can say lost winner equals to 0. Okay. Now we check the loser. So if the loser not in lost, we haven't added them yet. We just say now that the loser is going to be equals to 1, right? Because he just lost a match, so we're going to save that in our dictionary. And the other case here is if the loser is already in our dictionary lost, in which case we just need to increment the value by 1. So we just do lost loser, and here we increment by 1. Okay, so now that should build our dictionary that has every player that played together with the information of how many times they lost, right? So now let's initialize here 2 lists that's going to contain our answers. So first of all, I'm going to initialize a list called, I don't know, Invictus. I don't know if that's the right word, but like for me, that means if you haven't lost anything, right? It's going to initialize it to an empty string, empty list. And another one is the ones that lost exactly 1. Also initialize that to an empty string. Now we're going to loop through our dictionary, right? So we're gonna do here for key value in lost dot items. So we're gonna go through every single element in our dictionary, and we're gonna see which ones lost nothing. Those are the invictus, and which ones lost exactly once. those are going to go to lost 1. So here we're simply going to do if value equals to 0, we're simply going to add the element to this Invictus list, dot append, and then key, because the key is the actual player. Else, if the value is exactly equal to 1, then we append it to the lost 1 list, like this. And that should already do it, right? So we just got to return now the Invictus and the lost list, and it wants in this format. So first we're going to do Invictus here and then lost 1. And the one caveat here is that it wants them to be sorted. So we're simply going to sort the list. Let's see if this runs here. Let's submit. And you see we beat 89% of the solutions. That's because it's a very fast algorithm, because we're reading and writing to hash maps, and that's done in constant time. If you look here at the complexity, right, first we have to go through the list one entire time to build this hash map, so that alone will be O of n. And over here, we loop over the list again to add stuff to these lists here. So it's already O of n plus n, so O of 2n. And here at the end, we have this sorted, right? And in worst case, we're sorting the entire list again. So that would be O of n log n. So whenever we're sorting stuff, that's complexity O of n log n. And yeah, pretty much it's gonna be then 2n plus n times log of n. So that's the complexity, and that's pretty much what I have for today. So thanks for staying to the end, and I'll see you next time.